when there's no
How do you
when there are no
feel?
Colossus out and all that, no Colossus, and they're just stalkers and slow zealots. God,
How
Marauders
do you
are
feel as
shit.
a Terran when you have nothing but Marauders and Medevacs and you're going up against low Zealots and Blink Stalkers? How do you feel?
Well,
Shouldn't you feel
okay.
pretty good?
I feel pretty good in that position. If it was like, in general, whenever you run into a position similar to that, it's because you're on, you're running into a Protoss that took like a parting style, very fast third, and is going into gateway units from there. I don't feel great then, but in that position, I feel fantastic. Alright, so right now, Imperative versus FXO, Imperative 1-0 currently. To like look into that game a little bit, I feel like Knight was somewhat ahead after that 4-gate didn't go as well as it could have, but also he kind of dug himself into a hole by getting supply blocked very heavily twice like that, two or three times.
Yeah, the supply
I
box,
feel like
it can turn a game very fast. Especially
Yeah.
if you're building units that has, for example, Warp 8 has a very long cooldown, right, for one. And then you got Colossus, which is a very long build time. So
yeah, it's not quite as relevant for the gateways, but it's very relevant for the Colossus and your probes. More than anything, it's the probes. You're losing so much time with the probes.
No,
You're
no.
losing essentially 6 probes.
No, it is very relevant with the Warp 8 cooldowns, because you can warp in units, but you can't do anything after that. And if your units if your gateways are not on cooldown and you don't have pylons, you can't warp in anything. It just takes so long.
Yeah.
And if you have to spend all
agree.
your chronos on your gateways, that's slowing down your upgrades.
I was making it more along the lines of it's as opposed to like a building like a robot as opposed to a building that actually has to continuously be building something. Supply blocks don't quite as affect you quite as heavily as they for a gateway as they would for a building that actually has to build stuff. And those 2 supply blocks right there, that alone sets him behind like, 8 to 10 workers. But just all I'm trying to say with that is his Knight kind of just ended up out macroing him, because I didn't catch a single supply block from Knight. There might have been one that I missed.
I think there was one, but
yeah,
he was still producing units out of it.
Yeah, I caught one, but the one I caught, like the depots were like just about done. Like I definitely think Knight kind of ended up out macroing him.
Yep, the one I caught was he was still building units, but he was blocked, but he was building supply depots at the same time, so his units were still building. So, not bad.
Yeah.
But,
I gotcha.
Great job from Knight. Takes game 1 for Imperative Gaming, so we're gonna go in game 2 here. It looks like we're gonna go... It's gonna be Knight versus Netherine, probably.
Another TVP?
Another TVP, and it's on Daybreak, which I do not like the map choice on the Protoss. If it is the Protoss, just because Daybreak is... Essentially, it's a balanced map, right? Supposedly. But then it has that void area. That void area is so great for Terran.
Yeah, the one thing I want to add though is Knight hates Daybreak with a passion. He has a vetoed. The only times he's ever played on Daybreak are in the games he's played against us.
You know what this map is great for? You already know it firsthand.
Like, what do you mean? Charge are pretty good. What do you mean? What are you getting at?
Robo.
Oh, damn. That is very true.
I have an inkling in my neck that it's gonna be a proxy. Proxy Robo.
That could very well be true. That could very well, or just any proxy. It could be a proxy. It could be your build. It could be the
no one will do that build. Only I will do that. And don't say it on stream. Don't even say it.
I'm not saying what it is. I was just leaving it as the boss build.
The boss build.
Anyway. And also, I don't mean to I don't mean to take credit away from the last game for that Protoss build. That was a very good build designed for that map. Designed for a map that you can put a pylon there and a map like Cloud Kingdom. It was a very smart play, but I think the big reason why I didn't do so much damage is Terrans that like this doesn't seem very, but Knight, he delayed his 2 reactors. He built the tech lab and then spent his next 100 gas on the factory. Some Terrans will actually build 2 reactors before the factory, and if you do that, you have less Marines, and a build like that will do a lot more damage. And it also banks on them not walling off.
Yep.
Which, also, he scouted that he didn't wall off, so he had that in mind. It was a very smart build, just didn't quite work as well.
Alright, players, top right, we have the blue Protoss playing for FXO Academy. It's Nethune.
And in the bottom left, we have IG Knight, the red Terran. And I didn't realize we hadn't introduced the players.
Sometimes that happens.
Yes. Some chatter from the players here. Monarch expand from Knight. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say what you were gonna say. Looks pretty standard. Oh! I saw 2 SCVs moving out for Knight and I didn't know what was going on with that. I thought he was gonna build...
wants to wall off.
No! Dude, I thought he was gonna put those 2 SCVs and build 2 proxy racks.
It's a double proxy rack after you've already built the proxy at your ramp. Or sorry, after you've already built the barracks at your ramp. It's so sneaky.
No, I've seen it happen. I played some Terran on Entomb, right? Builds you know, your barracks, supply depot, and then puts 2 other barracks by my base.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Did he pull SCVs with it, or did he just...
I think he pulled the SCVs that he was building the barracks with.
I see.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna do that, you should just pull all your fucking SCVs and go for it.
I like how Knight is putting his SCV at the 3rd, just because, I mean, you're gonna see nothing, right? Essentially, usually if you go into Protoss base around 3 minutes, I would say, usually there's nothing.
Yeah. Personally what I do is, and also, he's building 2 Zealots and not a Stalker. And I was gonna say, he's also taking the 2nd gas.
That's
I
the
like to go in
boss's
to
build.
see if he takes...
It's the boss's build. Cause look, I mean, he's going 2 gas, right? He's 2 gassing, he's building 2 Zealots. So, I mean, it's very likely that it's gonna be a proxy build.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he's going
Some
DP.
sort of proxy, some sort of tech. It's gonna be some sort of I believe 1 base tech. Unless he's gonna expand. Looks like he's actually just gonna expand.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay. He's gonna have a lot of gas. If I had to guess right now, I would say he's gonna go DTs. That would make a lot of sense from what he's doing.
Oh, there goes the Nexus.
Yeah. And also, I was going to add about the SCV. I like to go check in and see, like, okay, does he have both his gas? Because if he doesn't have both his gas, like, it kind of says, like, okay, he really can't rush DT super quickly. And I see the gas, I see if he's making the Zealot, and then I walk out. And then I go wait until about 5:10, and then I send it back to the natural and see if he took his natural or not.
Yep.
That's how I scout against Protoss.
At the same time, Knight is going for a double CC opening here. 1 at the natural and 1 in base, following it up with 2 more barracks. Let's see how Nethune is actually going to respond to this. Well, at what point will he scout this?
I think it's going to be a very sentry-heavy gateway timing. A 3-gate, maybe? I'm leaning towards thinking that because he has a lot of gas, and if that is... I'm only saying that because if that's the case, it could be very strong because of that 3rd command center.
Yep. I mean, you know, I used to do this build a lot too. You know,
yes,
you notice when I go two gas heavily on. I mean, 2 gas early on. You always almost likely drop down the 2nd bunker or 3rd bunker. And you may be right. I mean, there's a proxy pylon at the top left.
Yes, yeah, that's what it's looking like. Especially because it's chronoing the warp gate so much, it looks like it's going to be a very sentry-heavy build. Very sentry-heavy. Warp gate timing. Yep, and also, I'm not sure what I think of it because I feel like he should have built a sentry out of one of the gateways so it would accumulate energy. But
yeah,
we'll see. He has a lot of sentries.
Well, he has only 3 at the moment. I figured he would start building sentries earlier just so they can accumulate energy, but nope. Looks like he's gonna go push up this ramp at the time, and there's only 1 bunker finished, and he's gonna force it down. Yeah. Oh no, he's actually gonna pull. What?
Also, his proxy pylon is so far away.
It's so freaking far.
Yeah, it's almost like not even a proxy.
Dude, it's like Louisiana and then like New York. It's like that far away.
Yep, essentially.
Now he needs to bring those mules back to oh nope, 1 drops. Bring them back to my Knight. Guess he won't.
Oh well. He's kind of scared. I mean, it's kind of justified to have his units, not the mules, but it's kind of justified to have some SCVs there.
Right.
Yeah, I think he feels safe at this point.
Neptune, nearly at the 8-minute mark, he finally drops down his robotics facility. It's gonna delay him so much if he decides to go for that Colossus tech change right here.
Yeah, if looking back on that last attack, what do you think of it? I feel like it was slightly botched. Like it could have been executed a little better.
If he only had one pylon like somewhere near his like third, like around there, or like, can you see my pings?
Yes, I see the pings.
If it's like around there,
yeah, that's where they usually put them.
Yep.
That could be better, but
no, but like this
he
is
had it so far
daybreak.
away.
If it's since it's daybreak, you can actually put one right here, right there. It's
Yeah.
I've always been able to put a proxy pylon right there, and it always tends to work out. But going back to Neptune, the game here, he does drop down his robotics base, so he will go for that Colossus, the high tech tier 3 units here.
Yeah. My current evaluation of the game right now, I'm liking Knight's position a lot. Even though he's down on supply, that supply is tied up in gateway units. He has a lot of sentries that tied up his gas that could be going into his tech. He also is just getting his 2 forges right now, while is going to be starting 2-2 probably about the time that those forges start.
Neptune is building a proxy pylon at the bottom left.
I
And
have a feeling that proxy pylon's just to scout for drops and just a
really?
control.
Really? That's not how I think. I have very funny theories. I feel like he's gonna throw a DT shrine down there. But then again, he doesn't have a probe, so I don't think he's gonna throw it down there.
Oh, my bad. It was I thought it was 2 forges. It was 1. Sorry, it was 1 forge and a Twilight Council. So you could be right because he just threw down the Twilight Council. Although, at this point in the game, proxying a Dark Shrine is kind of, I don't want to say silly, but it's a little
It's
bit...
retarded.
It's, yeah, not retarded. That's kind of mean. But it's suboptimal, okay?
Right. I do like the fact that Neptune is going for charge first, as opposed to blink as Deos did. It's just that, you know, Terrans, they love to go Marauder heavy, and blink stalkers are not very optimal against stalkers.
Yeah. It depends. Depends on the Terran. But yeah. It's just if he goes Marauders, your stalkers tend to just be pretty useless. I also like that I like that he's getting the armor upgrades instead of the attack upgrades, considering he's getting charge.
Neptune does. Neptune does have an observer here. Say it again. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's kind of conflicting because the Colossus, you want the attack for the Colossus, but you also want the armor for the Zealots, which it kind of makes it kind of strange because I feel like if you're going for a Colossus heavy army in the mid-game, you're gonna want stalkers.
Knight just killed one of his units. I don't know what was that about.
I didn't see it.
He just tortured one of his marines. Look, if you look at my vision, you'll see the blood. Look, it's right there. You clicked on me yet? It's right there.
I can't see it because my graphics are turned down.
Oh, okay. He killed his own marine. I don't know what was that about. But we do have a stalker at the watchtower, so he does know that units are in front of his base. And I don't know how he's gonna defend this.
I feel like if as long as he sends like a zealot, man, you can't see my pings because I can't ping. But as long as he has a zealot, you know, between like where his 4th and 5th would be, or a pylon or something over there to alert him if he's like sending units over there.
That
he
area?
Keeps his army yes, around that area. As long as he keeps a probe or something over there and keeps his army where it is. Knight doesn't have any Vikings. See, he has 2 Viking. He can't really. I don't think he can push into that, especially with that many sentries.
Are you kidding me? I think he's well. I think he's very capable of doing it. It's just this map. It's so bad for Protoss. You have to balance between the natural and the third. It's just, and then you just keep the Vikings in this little area right here. And I mean, those classes just melt. And look, this is what you always do to me. You go snipe the third and you run away. I mean, like, look at that. It's just impossible to hold.
Although, if he did what I said he could have done with the Zealot up there, he could have prevented that by, you know, being ready. But yeah, it's definitely very hard to hold your third on this map.
He is rebuilding his third, and Neptune is feeling a little bit adventurous here. He's gonna march out to his fourth, possibly
Now,
march
this
into
here,
Twitch.
like, I've been in this position many times where you're very ahead in pretty much every way fathomable as a Terran, except in, like, your army's about the same value. But the thing is, he's using Medivacs and Vikings. Okay, he has one Viking right now and one Medivac. Two of each, my bad. If he were to push right now, and just like cancel the Nexus, go everything into a push right now, he could kill him. That would probably be the most the best bet, because if he just keeps playing this out, Knight's just so ahead. He's had that fourth for a while. He's just ahead in every way.
In regard to low Medivac and Viking count, he does have 2 starports, so he'll be able to reactor out all of those Medivacs and Vikings he will need later in the future.
Yes.
But at the same time, Neptune is grabbing a fourth at the same time as he is getting his third. So, depending on when Knight wants to pressure him again, Neptune might be able to get a good position.
Yeah, I do definitely feel like he had a window for a counterattack. Where he had his High Templar with a lot of energy at 3 Colossus, while Knight really didn't have any air of really any sort, and he just had Marine Marauder. There was definitely a timing, I think, where he could have done some damage.
Right.
But it's all in the past. Just
so,
something I thought I should
So looking at Neptune composition, he has Archons, Zealots, Stalkers. I mean, pretty much everything from the Gateway plus Colossus, right? But he has full energy High Templars, but he does not have Storm.
Oh, he doesn't have. I thought he had Storm.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
if you click on him, they do not.
Yeah.
And
it's not
is
being upgraded either.
Exactly. And maybe he might be just saving those just for feedbacks and feedbacking the ghosts.
Got Storm.
That's what I would think too. I mean,
I
there's no way. There's no point in having full energy Templars, right? I mean.
Yeah.
Just for feedback, and he's sacrificing these Zealots. I don't know what he's trying to build by sacrificing those Zealots.
He could have sent 1 in just to see the army comp, but sending 4 like that, or however many he sent, wasn't necessary. Yeah, Knight's just getting, the farther this goes, the better it gets for Knight. Like, he's got 3 command centers coming, right? 3 extra command centers right now. He's got, how many barracks do we have here? We have, how many is that? 17 barracks?
I don't know.
Sorry, not 17. Not 17, but a lot of barracks, like 12 or something like that.
He has 13.
15, something like that.
13. Yep. And we got a small force of Zealots here moving in. Gonna try to do some damage at the third.
To look at the upgrades though, it's going to be 3-3 pretty soon to 3-1. Because he didn't look. Sorry. The +2 just finished, right? Wait, no, it didn't. It did not just finish. Does he have a second force somewhere that I missed? Ah, there it is. And look, he just mentioned right now that he forgot Storm. As he said, I'm a moron. He just started Storm and Chrono Boosted.
And at the same time, he sent 3 Zealots to attack the third, but he wasn't attacking any SCVs. He was just trying to attack the command center. So virtually doing no type of damage here, because the command center is now repaired back to full health.
I don't know why he's attacking the command center.
Misclick. That's the only reason. But
so too.
And Knight is going for a push here. Knight's going for a push here. And EMPs, where are the EMPs? There they are, but he's not EMPing
but Storm isn't done. Storm isn't done.
Yeah, Storm isn't done at all.
He lost the command center, by the way.
Oh my god, he lost it to 3 SCV, to 3 Zealots here.
This is so awkward with those ghosts there.
Yeah,
What? Kill the High Templar. There you go. Oh no, there's the Observer. Oh no, not the High Templar though.
God, I love how they die.
The Zealots are just ravaging that whole thing. Like what? He lost the command center. Okay.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. That's 3 extra orbital commands. Just.
Holy hell! Look at all those High Templar, and there's still ghosts shooting at stuff.
What? Where's the High Templar? What are you talking about?
He has.
Oh, oh shit! Oh shit!
Although
Wow.
he hit 4 of the High Templars.
He feedbacked the shit out of them.
Yeah. I feel like making all those Archons wasn't the best idea.
Where
It kinda
is
should have
Knight's
kept a couple.
medevacs? I just don't understand.
They all just got... He just did feedback on them.
Oh, did they? Oh, must have
Yeah,
missed
yeah.
that. Oh no!
You were just saying he was feedbacking stuff.
Oh no! Here comes the Archons. Oh my god, they're so tanky. And I mean, there's no ghost in this composition, so those Archons are lasting so long. Guardian
Wow,
shield and
that
everything. I mean,
really well for... Is he gonna take this game right now? He might take this game right here.
Nethune is actually up by like 30 supply. I mean,
Yeah.
he needs to put mass repair on this planetary, and there he goes.
I still think he loses. I still think Knight's just gonna lose right here.
Right, and Nethune is coming with a flank attack with some zealots. Oh my god, look at all those zealots. He just warped in.
Like,
He just warped in. 16, 17, 18, 19, 19 freaking 20 freaking zealots.
This is my complaint about TVP on this map. Yes, it's very hard for Protoss to take their third like that, but once it gets to the late game, it's such a hard map to win on. It's really rough. I think it's very hard to win on that map.